In today's clip, I'll give you a list of my reasons as to why and how you should have fun on your fire journey. This is a rebuttal towards the misconception that fire proponents always advocate cutting out fun things entirely. Ew, Zempak here. So today we're talking about how and why to have fun during your fire journey. Okay. The main reason is real simple, right? Because deprivation just doesn't work. Look at any food diet trends ever. Okay, if you feel like you're achieving fire while not having fun, trust me, you will give up either before you get to fire or even afterwards, right? Prior, because constant deprivation will lead to you caving in at some point to a splurge, all right? The difference is if you're on a food diet and let's say you splurge on a Sunday, there is a physical limit as to how much more food that you can eat. On a financial deprivation or diet, there's no maximum ceiling to how much you could splurge, right? If you feel really deprived after a year, say, you could go blow all your money on a Tesla all of a sudden, then you're 100K in the hole. That would be much more terrifying, okay? And it can actually affect you after you hit your fire goal. If all you've been doing is depriving yourself, that's not good because it's not realistic to maintain too lean of a lifestyle because your life stage will actually change. Okay, so that's why deprivation doesn't work. Okay, so how would you actually affect that? Right, I would just recommend identifying what really matters to you and then space out your splurges. Right, I'm not saying you can have splurges as long as your splurges gives you a great sense of satisfaction and you control the cost, right? I'll give you my personal example. When I was younger, I wanted like really nice clothes and I'd spend maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a year on really fancy things though. So high value items for special occasions only, instead of just constantly going shopping, which I think would have made me spend more money in the same time frame and not get as much of satisfaction, right? An extra effect of this is actually, since I built into my budget, a G or two for fun money that I spend on clothing. By the time I got into my 30s, I no longer cared about, fancy clothes. So if I didn't care about the clothes, all of a sudden I had an extra $1,000 or $2,000 in my fun budget money that I could spend on other things, right, as my lifestyle changes. It's like building in slack to your fire number, right? The second real major, I would say, crucial reasons to why you need to have some fun is that, honestly, it's about the mentality, right? You need to change your mentality about how you're spending your money. Like a frugal mindset has to be recognized as good rather than bad. I can't stress this enough, right? If you get a sense of satisfaction from getting a good deal, then you're well on your way to real independence and not just money problems, but from the material world in general, okay? Again, I'm not saying that one can't have nice stuff, right? The example that I gave is like, hey, get a good deal, right? I have nice stuff. I just never pay full price for it, right? And also only items that I really care about, because I see people fall into the trap of like buying things, on discount just because they're on discount, right? So don't buy things just because they're quote unquote considered a good value in the general world, right? Only buy things that are good value to you, okay? So how do you actually change your mindset or mentality, to be more frugal? This is difficult, right? This is, you could say, hey, I want this goal, but it's difficult to implement. I would say really it just takes time and a change in your environment, right? When I say environment, I meant like people you actually hang out with. It's hard to stick with a plan of fire if all your friends want to do like Sunday boozy brunches every weekend, okay? That's a huge problem. That's just unnecessary spending unless you work in the fine dining industry and want to learn more about brunches or something like that, okay? So get people or friends or partners that have the same type of value system, right? Because if you and your life partner or your friends attribute value on vastly different things, that relationship is just not going to last, okay? On the reverse side, if you find friends who do find the same type of value in the same type of things that you do, right, in terms of being frugal, then everyone's journey towards financial independence will be amplified and enhanced, right? It's not a zero-sum game here when you're talking about like-minded individuals. And finally, really, the third reason that I can think of is that there's no amount of money that can substitute for certain situational trade-offs in one's lifetime, right? I give you an example, right? Chasing one's dream when you're younger by moving to a major city, right? On paper, the cost-benefit analysis may be a little ambiguous because, big cities provide more opportunities for more, diverse fields at the cost of much higher cost of living, right? So some FIRE proponents might be like, hey, all you have to do is just be really lean, live in a low-cost area, and you could be done by 30. Yeah, but that means that you didn't grow as a person during your 20s in a more dynamic environment such as big cities, right? Because big cities don't just provide monetary, jobs, right? I think the choice is very personal, right? But I think the long-term effects of, say, living in a city is more than just monetary, right? It's about how educational it can be, like whether you end up in your dream career or not, right? I can't put a price on the level of tolerance you might learn, being around people that are different from you. I can't put a price on, how to be a better person, to be honest. So on the how part, I can't tell people how to make life decisions, right? It's something worth thinking about, though. I think I'm pretty much an expert on financial freedom because I achieved it, but it's not the only factor at play here. In the end, being a more complete and better human being should be the primary goal of anyone's life, okay? And financial freedom is simply a powerful tool to help us get there. Thanks, guys. Check out some of my other videos in the corners. Have a good day.